real estate, owning a property, whether that be your own home, or if you've ever wanted to dive into rentals, or you may own a rental right now and you want to buy more. I believe this message is incredibly important. I know you probably wouldn't expect a very important message to come from somebody that's doing a video in their car. But to give you a little background, I've been a real estate investor since the year 2000, and I have been a real estate agent. I've owned a real estate brokerage. I have owned a property management company. I have owned, I bought a bunch of rentals back in early 2000s and sold them all. When I say a bunch, it's 14, okay? So I didn't have any mentors around with me. I was the only person doing what I was doing, and I wish I had people that were more successful than me, because that would have pulled me. I sold them all before the Great Recession. I saw a cycle, and that cycle has replayed itself over and over every 7 to 10 years, but on 50 and 100-year cycles, they're really big when it comes to real estate purchases. And there are a lot of people that don't understand where they are or where we are right now in this cycle. And so I want to share a story with you, and then I want to share something of a conversation I had with a good friend yesterday that is honestly quite confused when it comes to all of this. When we talk about cycles, I've taught a lot of people over the last handful of years these cycles, and I've got to meet some of you in person that are now super excited of where we are in a real estate housing cycle as it's turning down, even though most people don't see it. And I'll tell you right now, I started, and the links down below, I've started a Black Friday sale on most of my courses, put them 90% off. And one of them is the housing market cycles course, the real estate cycles course, which I really believe is incredibly important to learn. And once you learn it, you'll never unlearn it. You will know it forever. You'll be able to see the cycles, and then you'll know the signs of where we are currently and what's coming next, and then what you should be doing to make or save a ton of money when it comes to real estate. Most people weren't ready for 2008. I was. I got the benefit of picking up assets very inexpensively. And this story right here is explaining part of the cycle that I told people about in that course 2 years ago. And it's playing out right now. Stories out of Wall Street. It's entitled Inventory of New Single Family Homes now jumps to the highest level since 2007. And unsold spec houses jumped to the highest since 2009 as sales suddenly plunge. Now, I've been reporting on sales plunging for a little bit of time, but the reason why this is important is because they're really accelerating in their plunge now. It says big homeowner builders cannot sit out this market. They have to wait. They have to do what it takes to build and sell homes to keep their business intact and keep their shares from tanking. So imagine you're a big home builder. You're a publicly traded company. You make money by buying property, developing the property, and selling off homes. Okay. You don't get the chance to just sit back and go, well, the market sucks, so we're just going to sit back and do nothing. That doesn't work. So what happened in the last cycle, 2005 to 2008, where inventory was exploding, right, in new home builds, they had to keep building. They could only make so many cuts or the company collapses, because they are home builders. And that's what's happening right now. That's why they're offering incredible incentives, but this is not the time to buy right now. I've even found myself putting in offers on properties, and I'm watching properties sell for 30 to 33% less than their all-time high a year ago. Okay, to say that markets are plunging is an understatement, right? I had a conversation with a good friend yesterday, and he is always watching real estate in one of the tightest markets in the country. Meaning, when I say tightest, I mean the lowest amount of inventory available, which means when a deal comes, there's 20 people vying for it. There's a bid up sort of process. I showed him on realtor.com. I said, get on the front page of realtor.com, and I want you to look at the price reductions. And there was only 3 price reductions on the front page of realtor.com. Now, first you have to cycle through the new listings, right? Those aren't going to have price reductions. They just went on the market yesterday or the day before. But the 3 price reductions, I said, I want you to click on them and see how long they've been on the market. All of them had been on the market for about 32 to 36 days. I think one maybe was on the market for 40. I said, do you know what that shows you? And he goes, what? And I said, they were reduced after 30 days on the market because the real estate agent that is listing them is urging their clients, look, we need to be aggressive. This is a tight market. So we've got to drop those prices after 30 days. They're not even waiting 90 days, right? And then I added to it, and I said, now look at the price point of all of the 3 homes on the front page. We just use just the front page as an example. What do they all have in common? And he goes, they're all low-priced homes. I'm like, exactly. They're, as a matter of fact, they're in the lowest tier percentage price of homes in that market. So that means that the low-income people cannot afford it, and they are walking away from the buying table, right? Because interest rates are so high, insurance and all these things, property taxes and all that stuff. So now think about this. I said, now we could go to the higher tier and look at those price reductions, but we know those already exist. So what I'm seeing also in my area, $1 million to $1.8, $2 million properties, the listings are actually coming out with stating, hey, the buyer is willing, or I'm sorry, the seller is willing to give up $15,000 or $20,000 in concessions to buy down your interest rate. What does that tell you? That tells you that people with multi-million-dollar homes, a lot of them are fake rich people. Type 1, if you've ever seen the Vanilla Ice TV show from way back when, what was it about? Him flipping homes, little mansions in Florida. It was a really interesting show because what he found was all of these mansions on the water in Florida. They're amazing. They're beautiful. They're abandoned. They were run down because fake rich people bought them. The people that walk around with Louis Vuitton bags and all stuff. And I don't think there's anything wrong with Louis Vuitton, but the truth is everyone that I know, actually, no, 95% of the people I know that have those things, they have extraordinary amounts of debt on their balance sheet. Right? They don't go out and just pay cash for that stuff. They're trying to impress people. And so you need to be ready to take advantage of that cycle. Right now, across the country, people have stopped paying their taxes on properties, and they're being foreclosed on so fast, your head would spin how fast. It's so much faster to go buy a tax foreclosure than a real estate for a bank foreclosure. And you get to pay like half of what a bank foreclosure is going for. And there's less than half of the people vying for those properties as opposed to bank foreclosures because nobody knows how to do it, right? And so when you look at this chart right here, this is new single-family home sales. Now this chart's gonna be backwards, but you can see the red line. You can get the gist of it, right? That's the peak, right? In 2008, the Great Recession of home building. But you'll look at this peak, and we're not there yet, right? This peak came in 2007, and then it started to fall off. We haven't gotten up there yet, but we're already going to fall off. And the reason why is because, and the reason why this looks, you see this big spike right there, that's an important spike. That's because, hey, Neil, if you can email me, don't send it through Messenger. Email me that 90% off listing you had real quick, and I'll grab it. So the reason why I bring it up, and I want Neil to show me, because Neil's been sending me listings of prices just plummeting, right? Because people are getting super desperate on homes. That little spike was when interest rates declined, and when the the Fed dropped rates, and builders just ran up, grabbed all these permits and all these projects they were waiting on, and they started. What they didn't realize was that the 10-year bond didn't go down. It actually went higher. And because bond traders know that the market's crashing, they're not willing to run down rates. People are not diving into the bond market, creating this flurry of buyers, which would then push interest rates down. It's actually the opposite. So a lot of bond traders understand, like I've been warning people, is that there's a mini hyperinflation coming. We're going to see worse inflation a year from now than we are today. And I've made a lot of these projections, and 95% of them come to pass already. As a matter of fact, if you know of one of them, type it down below or type 2. And I'm just waiting for the really big one when we have a liquidity event and then markets just absolutely tank, or another outside, shutdown happens. So the thing is what are you going to do to prepare for this? I think it's very imperative that you learn these cycles. If you want, I'm going to knock the price of that course down 90%. It's like 99 bucks today for the Black Friday sale. And I've done it with most of my courses, 90% off for this next handful of days, because I'm getting amazing results from my students that are seeing these cycles. Now that's changing their behaviors. They're investing differently, and they're the biggest purchases are yet to come because they know how fast they're falling. Let's see here. Nope, that's not Neil. Neil sent me some photos of these properties just collapsing in price, and I can't find them for the life of me, and I wanted to show you right now. One other thing I want to show you on this story, this chart or this story, unsold inventory of homes, of new single family houses at all stages of construction, right? From not yet started to completed, they jumped 9.3% year over year to 492,000 houses, like I told you, right? And a lot of people are screaming that there's not enough inventory. But there is. You could go to any new home builder across the country and they all have sales. Neil, you sent it to the wrong place. I'm using that phone to record right now. Email it to me. So I want to get this image for you and put it up on this bigger phone for you, because Neil is nailing it right now. And so you can go and see these sales everywhere. No problem, Neil. Just it's not your fault. It's my fault. I can't find it. Everyone say, you're doing good, Neil. Let them know down below. It says here, unsold inventory of completed new houses spiked 53% year over year to 116,000 houses. This is the highest since July of 2009. Well, in July of 2009, everything was really bad. If you agree with that, type yes. Because Lehman Brothers and Bear Stearns had already shut their doors down. The stock market was tanking. Gold and silver had found its bottom, earlier that year. But we were in the hurt locker home-wise. And the true bottom for housing didn't come in until 2010, 2011. Well, right now, we have got the highest level of unsold homes since July of 2009. And that number is actually going to increase over the next 6 to 12 months. So there's going to be way more than 116,000 unsold homes. I hope I'm getting through to you right now. I hope you're understanding, because there's so many of you that want to buy a home, right? And you know what? A new home. You know what? I'm right there. I want, this is what I want. And let me ask you your opinion, because this is really what I want. Because I don't care how rich, I've told my family, I don't care. I used to say this like 10, 12 years ago. I don't care how rich I am if I'm a billionaire. I'm always going to have a tree farm, because I love growing trees. I love growing plants. And I want a place with a few acres that I can film YouTube videos showing people how to build. I want to build huge aquaponics system with fish, fertilizing in a greenhouse that's actually subterranean greenhouse. And I want to film my wood shop building and creating, because I haven't been able to tap into my artistic side of my brain for quite some time. And I want to do that. And I want to show people how to keep side hustling. And I'm going to start flipping tractors again and doing that kind of stuff, because I want to show people how much money can be made during a downtime. Everybody on this channel has been getting ready and making money and investing in gold, silver, cryptos, and they've been crushing it, right? And there's a sale link to that down below too for Black Friday for the crypto course. And my point being is that but what are you going to do with that money? Well, during the bad times, what I want to do is I want to be an example. Hey, look, guys, I just went to these garage sales. I picked up this stuff. I just flipped it for 5 times my money. Now I'm going to take that 5 times my money and I'm going to go flip it another 5 times right here in next month. And because I didn't get to share with the world all of the money I was making and crushing it during the Great Recession. When other people were losing their homes, I was building up my wealth to buy more homes. And I want to share that with you, So if you want to take a look at the links down below, they're all there. It's Black Friday sale, 90% off of most of my courses, including the how to start a side hustle, I believe is in there. And I think that's really important for a lot of people. It's helped a lot of people start, 5-6 figure businesses in the last couple of years. And I'm really proud of that, to be honest with you. I'm really excited. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. The Economic Ninja. Oh, wait. Hey, Neil, hold on. Did you send it? No, that's all right. It's okay, Neil. It's not your fault. I screwed up. I'll show that photo later. The Economic Ninja is out.